Breaking news, ladies and gentlemen. I wish I had a The Acolyte is still canceled. The Acolyte is still canceled. And guess what? Ryan, I think it's time we just tell the truth, right? I mean, we've been holding it in for so long. We got the Acolyte canceled. You're welcome.
Bastards.
I hope you're happy.
I was really enjoying the revenue from that show.
Yeah. It was totally us,
Yeah.
Rebecca Henderson, Leslie Headland's ugly gay wife, who continues to post time after time about how YouTubers got this show canceled instead of the ratings. Yeah, you're 100% right, Rebecca Henderson. We used our one, get out of jail free. We used our one shit with Lucasfilm and said, hey, I know you never give us anything that we fucking want, but this is the one thing. Can you guys do this for us? Cancel that? No problem. We'll take care of it for you. That's the one thing in the last decade that they've listened to us about. You're 100% right.
You think Leslie Headland, who learned from the master, could have strong-armed a better woman, a better-looking woman?
I talked about this because Leslie Headland dropped out of the film that she was supposed to be doing for Netflix, and now she's just focusing on turning her play into a movie, and that takes all of her time. And I found out that the Broadway production that's currently running of her play right now is also starring Rebecca Henderson, her gay wife. So we do know Leslie Headland.
What if her wife wasn't gay? That'd be
all
weird.
the women you fuck, you give roles to. So that's what she learned from Harvey. That's what she's doing.
What's the play
now.
called?
So,
Fingerer on the Roof? All right.
We'll get to all that. The Acolyte is still canceled, but apparently it was the second most watched Star Wars show despite its cancellation. With no context, basically it was the second smartest retard. And it was so what's being left out of the conversation, because Manny Jacinto was running with this, Leslie Headland's as Ryan put it, gay wife. Again, if she's not gay, that's a little weird, but you never know. Surprisingly unblemished for being in a lesbian relationship that long, but I'm still believe there's
with makeup in Hollywood.
But they both drive around in U-Hauls, so I don't know. But yeah, so
ready to leave at a moment's notice.
Ready to leave at a moment's notice. So forgetting the fact that Bob Iger, prior to this, 2 years prior to this, said we're slowing down Star Wars content. Remember that everybody made videos on it. We're slowing down Star Wars content, and we're going to pump the brakes on some Marvel stuff. So they didn't release anything last year. It got beat by Percy Jackson. So Percy Jackson was released in 2023. It got beat by a part of a season of another show, by a lot.
Nope, the previous headline said the most watched Star Wars show in 2024. How many Star Wars shows was there in 2024?
Just this one, I think.
No, there's
Bad Batch.
What? There was
Bad Batch.
There was that kid show.
There was Bad Batch and Skeleton Crew. No, Skeleton Crew was in 2024. Yeah. So, but it started in 2024 and it ended in 2025. It was the tallest midget. It was the smartest retard. That's all it fucking was. It's minutes watched.
Most of those minutes watched are from the shit show that the first 3 episodes were, because I think people tuned in because they wanted to see the train wreck. But also, out of all of this stuff that's come out, it kind of shows how pathetic Disney's the viewership on Disney Plus is too. When you compare the top watch shows on Disney Plus and then look at the Nielsen charts for other shows, I don't know how they're making money on Disney Plus.
They're not.
They're not.
We're going to get an earnings report soon, right? Bob Iger promised that Disney Plus would be profitable by the end of last year, and what they had to do was bundle it with ESPN and Hulu. So independently, Disney Plus is still operating at a major loss. I'm just going to say it. They're dumb fucking investors who don't do any investigation at all, thinking, it's just going to turn around turnaround is right around the corner. It's going to happen. No, it's not. Bob Iger's been fucking lying to you. He robs Peter to pay Paul. He just buys a bunch of shit. And then he's going to be fucking off next year. Maybe to become mayor of LA. That'd be fucking hilarious.
That's the thing with this title. If your most watched show still gets cancelled, it means you can't make Star Wars anymore. Because you've done the best you can. This was the most performing thing you've done, and it's still not profitable. You still spent too much on it. Your entire IP at that point is gone.
And it's amazing how deceptive the title is. Like, their most watched show was still dog crap compared to the most popular shows.
Dude, it's a lie. Okay, so it's true that it's the most watched Star Wars show on the worst year ever of D+, where we didn't produce anything. And if you actually compare the numbers to other shows that were successful, it doesn't crack the top fucking 50 in streaming. Okay, and it's minutes watched, so that's a bullshit metric anyway. Minutes watched is such a fucking bullshit metric. Is how many motherfucking people watched every episode from beginning to end? That's what you want to know. You don't want minutes watched is complete fucking bullshit. But that's what we have to work with. And if you go look at the minutes watched of Landman and compare it to this, because this was like 2.7 billion. I'll look it up.
Well, it allows them to obfuscate by showing them this bigger number, right? It's like, oh, we had 1.5 billion people watch hours or minutes or whatever the fuck it is. It's a way of basically obfuscating the fact that it did poorly.
And I wonder what the drop off is, because just like Flash said, it's like, there was a lot of interest in those first 3 episodes because there was unbelievable cringe in it. And then just died. No
who are these articles for? Like, who are they?
They're for themselves.
Because Slash Film actually used to be a really, really good site, and 2016 broke them.
Yeah,
I remember I used to listen to like their podcast, and it was in the year of the election. All of a sudden, they had one episode where they were like, "All right, well, we have to talk about Trump," and from that point on, they just have gone downhill ever since.
That little bridge troll that's running the website.
I'd love to know if these are used in like business meetings and stuff. So like if the executives don't watch the things, they just want a report, they want a summary. So someone comes in, gives a presentation, and hands them a load of article time. Like, this is why it shouldn't have been cancelled. This is why you made a mistake. This was the most watched show. And they can use that to go, no, I did my job right. Look at all these. The press loved it. And the executive goes, oh yeah, because he's just seen all the media talking about it. Depends who sees them.
Yes, and you also have Disney Plus, which has a lot of subscribers, not compared to Netflix, but way more than Paramount Plus, way fucking more. And Landman beat the shit out of Acolyte, like beat it like a drum. It should have been it was canceled. I'm sorry, it wasn't really us. It wasn't. It was because nobody fucking watched it. Nobody watched your fucking show. So these articles are written and framed dishonestly. All right. It's a complete lie. Slash Film, Collider are garbage. Absolute garbage tier. Everybody knows that at this point. That's why YouTube exists, because we used to go to these places. Odin, I used to go to Slash Film. I used to go to IGN. I used to go to CBR all the fucking time and just read their articles, which were breaking down a TV show or a casting announcement or something like that. Then you're right. TDS broke Hollywood, broke Access Media. It created a giant void that was filled by the fans, by you, which is great. It ultimately, it sucked to go through that time, but we get something better out of it, you know, because life finds a way. Because life finds a way. The universe unfolds as it should, and they're just a bunch of fucking liars. So the idiot actors go out there and gaslight whoever fucking likes the show, and they go, "I can't believe it got canceled." You know, and what's funny is they're calling Disney an idiot bullshit corporation. I'm like, okay, I'll agree with you there. We're not going to agree on how we got there, but I'll agree with you right there. And this is why they don't cancel shows. This is why we got 5 seasons of Star Trek Discovery and a bunch of Doctor Who, because when they do cancel one of these fucking shows, they have to put up with this shit, but they actually listen to them while not listening to us. And I've always said, you don't have to listen to us. Just don't listen to them. But that's what they've been doing. So now they regret it. Now there's a bunch of fucking regret about this, and they have no fucking way out. None. And that's Hollywood. Disney, Hollywood, they have no fucking way out. And I'm just going to like break out the popcorn. That's all I'm going to do.
What do you think is going to happen, Gary, like in terms of the longevity of Hollywood in the mainstream in the future, in the next few years?
Oh, it's going to be chaos. Absolute chaos. This year will be chaos. And there's going to be the soonest overall as an industry they can change is 3 years.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Like you'll see changes like more immediate in like stuff that's just a faster turnaround. So you'll see Taylor Sheridan get a lot more rich. He can turn his shows around. Those will be the biggest things around. You'll see like action movies that don't require a ton of shit that doesn't require a bunch of CGI and post-production will be the stuff that can potentially turn around faster. But it's going to be unpredictable. Absolutely. Because there's still
we used to get 22 episodes of television every year from a series.
Yep.
Why now is it a 3-year production cycle? What happened?
CGI, more prestige. I mean, like, they broke the model because that's built for broadcast. And like, even though it has been proven, disprove, and it's a good question, that absolutely fucking works on streaming, they refuse to go back to it because they broke the base model, which was commercial TV. So now they're going to have to figure that out. They went all in on streaming without having a plan or even knowing what the fuck it was. That's the problem.
Well, we've mentioned this before. They've abandoned the pilot model where they would test stuff. They would make a pilot, see if audience liked it, and if it was actually good, then they'd produce it. Now they've just been producing slop, and no one gives a crap.
No, like, even when it's good, what Disbrew just said, we're waiting 2 or 3 years. You can't do that. That's just not going to work. It works for movies. You want to know why it works for movies? Because all you have to do is remember or sit through, again, a 2-hour movie. With a series, it's like, oh man, I remember when series 1 came out 5 years ago.
I could even understand it if they went from 22 episodes a year to 8. Because like, we're just doing shorter seasons now. But to go from 1 year to 3 years while you do that, you've now basically like 6 times, 9 times, whatever it is, the multiple of that 1 year. So it like physically doesn't make sense. The amount of work these people must be sitting at home doing nothing for it to be that slow. Like they can't be working full time.
To Gary's point, you know how you're saying that when something has such a break and then it comes out and you feel like you got to catch up. Like in this case, it's not an unpleasant thing, but I need to rewatch all of Daredevil because of Daredevil season 4 coming out, and I can't remember most of it because it's been so long. So I've got to.
It's been 5 years.
But I'm loving the rewatch. It's a freaking great show.
I think if it's a great prestige series, I think it's acceptable to be 14 months, 14 to 16 months, a year and a half. I think 2 years, it gets too long. It gets way too long. Even like One Piece, like, and then if you're Netflix, you don't have the best reputation with season 2s, not exactly.
Yeah. I don't have high hopes for it, and that's sad because I enjoyed season 1.
I freaking loved it. That was great. We were all watching it at the house and
I know.
At the Airbnb.
At the Airbnb in the Muslim neighborhood in the UK.
Nerdrotic.com. Please subscribe.